coordinate, able to make like healthy choices and stuff. I was proud of myself for that, not like getting something unhealthy, and also and not eating the popcorn. This is full of butter. I was proud, and definitely I've been meditating more, like you suggested, and happy about that.
That's awesome. Good for you. Big wins. You guys didn't tell me to record. I almost forgot to record.
Mhm.
It's okay. We got it going. We got it recording for our we have a good handful of people that like the recordings. Paula, any wins or gratitude to celebrate or share?
Uh, yeah, no, I uh, was out twice for meals, but I knew where I was going in advance, and so your tip of look at the menu ahead of time, right? And that really helps to kind of figure it out. And I thought I did pretty good with both times that I was out, so I thought that was a win.
Yeah, good for you. And I think that's important for everyone to let you guys know that that's one of the first questions I hear from people is that are either considering the program or just jump into the program is like, can I still eat out? Like, yeah, we want you to still live your life, but make better choices and follow some of the tips and suggestions, and you can keep enjoying yourself. Carrie. Can't hear you, Carrie. Are you talking to us? Oh, sorry. Can you guys hear? No. Carrie, can you hear me? You'll have to nod. No? Um, let's come back to Carrie. Sheila, can we hear you?
Sure.
Okay.
My win is just starting the program, not really finding any issues yet. And I'm really thinking I'm going to have success. So I just think it's going to all over be a win.
Yes, I like that mindset. You got to believe in yourself and the program before you start, right? Yeah, I think that's important. Carrie, you still working on that?
Got it back. Sorry.
That's okay.
I'm just not sure what I'm supposed to say. Wins.
Wins or gratitude, anything you want to share?
I had my cousin here from Washington for the last week and a half, her and her husband. And I shared with them my supplements and the magnesium and all that, tell them about them. And yeah, I could tell them what I knew at that point. I'm sure I'll find more right now, but yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Thanks for sharing. Shelley.
Well, I'm happy that I actually did the 5K on Sunday. That was my first one, and thinking and going to look into more to do. So, yeah.
Good for you. What did you think as a first timer? There might be some people here that haven't attended one of those.
I thought being in Canmore, I thought, oh, it's going to be like the hills and everything that's going to slow me down and not be able to do. But actually, I did very well. I guess I really haven't noticed that in the last little while. Vern's a really fast walker. And so before I used to just lag behind him. I just let him go. Like, you go, then I'm back here. You'll have to wait for me. But now I keep up with him all the time. And I didn't really think about that until I did the race. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I do walk not bad now. And my knees didn't bother me. And I was pleased with it all. I was happy with it all. Yeah.
Good for you. I'm glad you went. I feel like sometimes we hold ourselves back and don't experience things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Laura.
Kind of feeding on that, you did awesome, Shelley. You were just powering right through the hills. You didn't hesitate once. It was awesome. A win for me over this. So last year, before MAP program, I did this walk. I had braces on both my knees. I was in agony for the whole 5K. And this year I had no braces, no pain except for maybe the last half a kilometer. I had a little twinge. And we cut 20 minutes off our time this year. So we were from last year. So that was a big win for me and very measurable, the improvement that the last year and with working with you, Drew, and Dorothy, and that has made. So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
The challenge is the challenge is when we don't, like, a lot of times, this is just a general comment, not poking at anyone here, but the challenge is if you don't experience something like this, you don't know, like, you don't know what you don't know. Like, none of us do. So if you don't put yourself through something, like, you have to sign up and then you have to financially invest, you emotionally invest, you start working towards something. And that's a challenge as a coach, to get everyone to be on board with something that's going to push themselves physically and mentally. So the challenge there is that the only tangible measurement we have really is measurements in weight, which I don't love, but it's still fun to celebrate that stuff. So when you get a chance to celebrate what Laura and Shelly are talking about in particular, and then Brienne's in here too, you guys can see, like, the pain can actually go away. You can increase your walking speed. It doesn't have to be running. Like, maybe some of you don't ever really want to run, but if you want to go out and experience the mountains and experience the atmosphere. So I'm grateful for you guys that did that, and you can share your stories. Maybe that'll encourage others to be like, okay, I'm going to go out and push myself in different areas and see what I can accomplish. And then you'll realize what some of these ladies are talking about. It's not just about weight loss, it's about lifestyle and feeling better about yourself. Dee, welcome.
Oh, hey. I didn't realize I was unmuted the whole time. A win. I hit the 75 workouts for the hoodie.
And you haven't missed a single workout, have you?
No. But then I just realized, as I was thinking, I think this Friday is actually, because I forgot that we had that recovery week.
Okay.
Because it was just general. But still, I haven't missed anything.
That's awesome. Yeah, good for you. We're going to get those together. Okay, so we talked about the trophy thing. Those of you that are a bit newer, I thought it was fun to do, it was just like a fun little thing. We actually thought about it when we started planning the Little Black Dress Gala. And I was like, oh, wouldn't it be fun to have, like, little awards to give away? So we had have a star for 10 pounds, a little cup for 20 pounds, and then an Oscar for 30 pounds. And we've been giving those out. And then and most of you, I believe, know what we're growing and we're expanding, and we're in a new area in the market, and then we're in a new area in the shipping house. So we have to fix things because we're, I suppose, bigger. We have to have a bigger mindset, right? So I'm more than happy to keep sending those out, but those things take time for us to order. It takes costs with inventory. It takes up space in shelving or warehouses. So that's why I asked, because we had a few people that are like, nah, I don't really want it. So it's okay. I just thought it was a cool idea, but it seems like most people aren't really interested in that. So we're probably not going to carry on with the little trophy things, which is fine. And then we also have, I call it earned swag. So t-shirts, hats, and hoodies for workouts, but that's probably going to change as well because it's been really challenging tracking. But we'll open that up to conversation on the group, just so you guys know what's coming. And any feedback, questions, comments are welcome in that regard. But I think that's probably the direction that we're going, just from hearing from you guys. We want to design a program that you guys want and enjoy. And if you don't, like, if there's little things that we're doing that you don't really want, then there's no real reason to keep doing them. Okay. Brienne says 10K PB. We did mention that before I started recording, Brienne, and before you joined. So congrats. That is amazing. Tell us, was it a 3-minute shave off? I think, and tell us, I think like 30 seconds is a big deal in the whole running world. So 3 minutes was amazing. Super proud of you for your accomplishment there. Okay, meat and potatoes, we are recording. So I want to talk about the supplements the general supplements that we recommend, and then we can talk about other supplements as well. So number one, the first thing in the morning is liquid magnesium. So this is our, I don't know what you call it, cornerstone product. This is our best-selling product. This one in particular, let me preface here, I always say you don't have to use supplements. And I would go as far as to say, if you don't feel like you're ready for supplements, you shouldn't take supplements. And I talked about that on a past show. And then I did have someone mention, like, I don't really agree with what you're saying there, which is fine. Some of my thoughts are, I understand they're certainly not mainstream, and you don't have to believe or listen to everything I say. This is my opinion. This is my experience, and I want to share it with you. You guys don't have to do every single thing that I'm suggesting. So whatever that's worth. So if you're ready for supplements and you want to use supplements, I can tell you for a fact, being in the supplement world for years, a very long time. I started in supplements when I was in college, and we've been doing this full time for 12 years. I've been doing it 10 years before that. I'm probably been 25 years in, learning about supplements, reading ingredients, experimenting with myself before we started using them with clients. And I can tell you there's a clear difference between those that take good quality supplements and those that don't, for some of the benefits that I'm going to tell you about now. So liquid magnesium, if anyone asks, they're like, well, which one of your products should I start with? I usually say, what are you dealing with first? Because I have to know what you want to take a supplement for. But it almost always starts with liquid magnesium, because that's the product you're going to see the most results from in the shortest amount of time. It's usually within the first week. People are like, wow, I can't believe how well this liquid magnesium works. Number one, because liquid magnesium processes differently in your body, and the quality is the best. Obviously a biased opinion, but what can I say? When I look at the market and I see so much junk out there, I don't see products like we have. And that's why we started our business, is because the supplement side of our business, because there's so much nonsense out there that you shouldn't be consuming. So when it comes to magnesium in particular, you look at the list of ingredients that are detrimental to our health. The good majority of supplement companies have them in their products. And if anyone hasn't received it and wants to receive it, I have my top 10 list of toxic ingredients found in supplements that you should stay away from. We can send that out to you. It's a free resource. Anyone is welcome to that. Okay. So when it comes to your pill or powder, it processes differently in your body. So let's say you take a magnesium pill. Usually you're dealing with silicone dioxide, you're dealing with maltodextrin, a bunch of additives, sucralose, which destroys your gut bacteria. Those are what you're dealing with when you're taking a pill in most cases. The titanium dioxide is a whitener that makes the pill white. So that comes across the board in most supplements, because they've done research that found white pills sell better than yellow pills. That's a toxic that should not be ingested into our body. They do that for marketing purposes only. When you take a pill, for example, of course, that goes in orally. Your body has to digest that and break it down. Once it's broken down, it has to rehydrate it, and then it hits the bloodstream, and you start seeing benefits. Each one of those steps reduces the amount of magnesium your body is absorbing, which means it's reducing the amount of magnesium your body is actually receiving. So that's probably the first thing to understand, is that there are better quality magnesiums out there in pill form, but it's still a slower process than a liquid would be, which is why we went to liquid form, because it hits the bloodstream almost instantly. It's already a liquid. It doesn't have to be rehydrated. It doesn't have to be digested. It doesn't even go through the digestive tract. It almost goes instantly to your bloodstream. So that's why our liquid magnesium is head above shoulders when people are like, oh my gosh, I've been taking magnesium for years. I can't believe how much of a difference yours makes. We have 3 forms of of magnesium in ours. We have glycinate. You'll also see that as biglycinate. We have magnesium threonate. That's the only magnesium that can break the blood-brain barrier. So that is your cognitive function, memory, mood, anxiety, depression. If you have any health history in your family of dementia, for example, you should be taking Mag10. And then we have magnesium chloride. So magnesium glycinate, better for digestion. Magnesium glycinate, digestion. Magnesium chloride is better for sore muscles. We also have a potassium in there, and I really think that this stands out because most magnesiums don't have a potassium in there, and we use that as a recovery for workouts, for example. And we hear from a lot of our clients that aches and pains disappear very quickly, and I feel like the potassium has a lot to do with that. Magnesium is a natural. You guys can stop me at any time. I don't want to rush through this, but there's a lot to get through in the next 25 minutes. And we have this all written down, and we have other shows we can send you guys that talk about each one in full detail. So just let me know what you need after this. Our flavoring for so we've designed this product. We're the only company in the world that sells this particular liquid magnesium. And then our flavoring has 0 alcohol or 0 propylene glycol. So that's what you're trying to avoid, which is very rare when you're looking at a liquid form of flavoring. We pay a lot of money for our flavoring alone because it doesn't have that junk in it that I feel like we shouldn't be having. The 4 main benefits of our liquid magnesium is energy, digestion, sleep, and chronic pain. Those are the 4 main reasons our clients use it. And magnesium has over 300 enzymatic functions in the body. So I feel like it's not like, I don't know what the word is, officially or clinically or scientifically an adaptogen, but I feel like that's how it reacts in the body. So someone will say, what is it good for? And I'll say, well, what are you struggling with? If it's sleep, well, magnesium is a natural relaxant. So you'll find it, if you're struggling with sleep the most, you'll find magnesium fill in the most for your sleep. If you're struggling with digestion most, you'll notice it more, even though there's other benefits that you'll find, but you'll probably say, oh my gosh, it's really helping with digestion. So it's really hard to pick one thing because it offers so many benefits. Whoa. Questions with liquid magnesium? No. Okay, let's carry on. We sell them singly, and the one bottle is a 1-month supply. And then we also sell them for a 6-pack is a discount. So you buy 5, you get the 6th free. So that's a 6-month supply. You should be using liquid magnesium every day. The first week, you start off with a 1/2 teaspoon. This is important to give your body a chance to adjust. 1/2 teaspoon, 2nd week, full teaspoon, 3rd week, 1.5 teaspoons. Okay. And then if you have a bottle that's open, you can keep it on the counter. It's not going to go bad. Everyone like freaks out, like, it's got to be in the fridge. Don't worry about it. I'm only worried about if someone opens a bottle, puts it in the cupboard, and 6 months later they're like, should I use this? Or 2 years later, and I'm like, no, it's 5 years old. You have to throw it away. If you have a bottle that you're using consistently and you're going to be through it in 2 or 3 months, don't worry about it. We overthink everything. Just enjoy it. Enjoy the benefits. I would personally suggest putting your bottle, if you have trouble remembering, put it out on the counter. So you always know. We actually pour the magnesium or liquid magnesium the night before. You can put it in water. I'm gonna give you guys at the end of this. Remind me. I'm gonna tell you we have a special surprise for you guys for our MAT members only at the end of this call about a flavor. Okay, so we have orange and spearmint that are always in stock, and then we do seasonal flavors. Raspberry Splash comes out in the summer, our best-selling product, and liquid magnesium. Peach comes out in the fall, and they usually go within a week, sell out within a week, and we always ask you guys first. Okay, sound good. The next one is spirulina. Can we move on? I'll take head nods. Yeah. Okay, next one is spirulina. Spirulina is fantastic for many different benefits. We're going to start to do, now that we're moving into an actual office, there's like a big printer and they've got desks, a coffee pot, which I'm not going to use, but I'll have a tea. But we have the ability to do, to print out worksheets now. So some of you, hopefully everyone, if you want, we just did a whole sheet of charcoal, and then we're going to start featuring months in advance. So if you guys want a sheet of all the benefits of charcoal, we have that for you. We're also going to have a PDF of all the benefits of chlorella. We'll do the same thing for all our products as we move forward, so you guys can actually have something, either PDF, digital, or something mailed out in your hands. So spirulina in particular is great for energy. I suggest 5 tabs first thing in the morning. So I actually have my liquid mag in water or kombucha, and then I swallow my my 5 tabs of spirulina with the liquid magnesium. So this is great for energy. This is great for recovery. There's tons of protein in the spirulina. Spirulina is it's a superfood. It's actually a food grade. It's not a supplement. So we have one single ingredient in it. It's just spirulina. There's no capsule. There's no additives. There's nothing. It's very bioavailable. It digests almost instantly. So I'm a big fan of spirulina. If you're ready to level up, so okay, if you're brand new, take 2 or 3 tabs. That's it. Keep it simple. 2 or 3 tabs in the morning. If you've been taking spirulina for a while, we take 5 tabs every morning. And if you're more advanced and you want to level up, we take 5 tabs in the morning and then 5 tabs early afternoon to fight that afternoon crash. If you feel like you're ready for that. I don't say that too often because that overwhelms people. They're like, can't remember to take it 1 time. You want me to take it 2 times? You don't have to take it 2 times. I'm just telling you, if you feel like you need extra benefits, you can do what we do, and it works fantastically. This is blue-green algae, both the spirulina and chlorella, grown in fresh water, not in the ocean. We're environmentally friendly. You also find tons of toxins and hard metals in the oceans. So I feel like that's important to mention, is these are freshwater grown. Okay, that's spirulina. Good with that one? Yeah. Okay, on a side note, these are not our products, but we recommend taking a vitamin D plus K2. Vitamin D plus K2. You're looking at 1,000 to 5,000. Gosh, what is it? Can someone help me out?
Here.
Sorry. UGs, maybe? If I had the bottle. We may have some exciting news coming up about these soon, but it should say on your bottle 1,000. I think like 1,000. Gosh, I can post a picture for you guys. And then, so that's the you should have 1,000 to 5,000, whatever that word is. Who has a bottle of liquid magnesium or a vitamin D they can help me out with? And then it's 250. I think it's UGs or UCs. Gosh, all that scientific stuff. See, I don't understand that stuff either. You guys don't overthink it, right? Just do it. So you have your vitamin D and you have your K2. So micrograms. Thank you. So that's 250 micrograms. So it says MC on the bottle. I think Laura might went to grab hers. So, okay. But most times you guys get far less than you think you do. Same thing with that liquid magnesium. I'm not going to go back into it, but if you shouldn't be taking liquid magnesium with calcium, for example. If you're drinking tap water with fluoride in it, fluoride toothpaste, that's binding. If you're drinking coffee, you're not getting the amount of magnesium you think you are. Did you check, Laura? Tell us. Enlighten us.
Yeah, it's IU, international units. Yeah.
IU, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so 250 of the vitamin K2 should be in your bottle of your vitamin D. So vitamin D plus K2. We take that twice a day. Again, that might be too much for you guys. And I don't mean to say that dumbing it down. I'm just saying I don't want you to get overwhelmed with supplements. Take it in the morning with I put the drop liquid. We put my zinc is my other one. Zinc, we don't sell these products. We don't sell zinc or vitamin D. You put your liquid zinc in your drink with your liquid mag, maybe kombucha, great for digestion. So liquid mag, I put my I should do a video for you guys. Drops of vitamin D plus K2 and then drops of zinc first thing in the morning. And for me, when I think about that, I really have a hard time wrapping my head around the whole fasting thing and not eating for hours. Like, I want to get nutrients in my body as often as possible throughout the day and as early as possible. So when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I think of is I haven't had nutrients for 7 hours, nothing in my system. I go straight to my liquid mag concoction and I'm like, bam, I got nutrients going through my body, starting to feel fantastic right away. Instead of waiting, waiting for hours or whatever it is, like till the early afternoon, or I forgot. Like, get into a habit that you're doing it all the time. Like, this is what I do when I wake up, no questions asked, do it every single morning. And then you'll be able to turn that into lifestyle, like more You don't have to think about it, or you don't have to forget about it, right? Okay. Chlorella is the next one. So chlorella is great for detoxing. It's great for your immune system. It's great for recovery. It will help flush out lactic acid. You like the balloons? There's a lot of benefits for chlorella in particular. This one is, I suggest taking this in the evening because it's detoxing. So we go through the day, I'm not sure what we've eaten. We don't sure what air we've breathed. Like there's tons of toxins all over the place. So detoxing later in the day with chlorella is my suggestion. Now, if you want to level up, if you're working out in the morning, I would take chlorella, or I would take spirulina first thing before your workout. Then I would take chlorella after to help with recovery. And then I'd take chlorella again in the evening. Is that too much for you guys? Or do you, is that too much information, or is it helpful? Can I get some, is it helpful? Yeah. Okay. I never know if like how in depth I should go. Okay. So that's what I would suggest if you wanted to level up: chlorella after a workout to help you recover after a workout, and then chlorella around supper time. And like for us, for example, I say chlorella around supper time because it seems like a really hard one for people to remember to take. So I say just take it with supper. It's not going to take anything away from your food like charcoal would. So have your chlorella around supper time all the time, because you should really have it with fish. Like that's probably the best use for it to help detox the hard metals out of your body, especially when you're having fish, because we know the ocean is flooded with hard metals, which comes into the fish and we consume the fish. So we always have chlorella. I never miss chlorella without fish. I go out of my way. So what was I going to? So it's just a no-brainer. If you're always having chlorella with supper, then you don't forget when you're having a fish. What are all the morning drink again? Okay, the morning drink again was, okay, so this is what I do. So this is water, or I pour a glass of kombucha, homemade kombucha. We should do a workshop for you guys. Then I put a tablespoon, but you're going to put less. I put a tablespoon of liquid mag in that glass. Okay, then I put 2 drops of zinc, liquid zinc, in that drink. Then I think mine's like 5, to put 5 drops of DK2. Okay, good. And then I sip on that. Probably takes me about 20 minutes to enjoy that. I don't think there's much benefits to drinking your liquid mag as soon as possible. I've actually read research around if you add it to your water bottle and sip on it, you'll get more benefit out of it than just trying to get it over as quick as possible. So you'll get better absorption, I guess is what I'm trying to say. You'll absorb your vitamins or liquid mag better if it takes you longer to drink, instead of being like, oh, tastes horrible, I just shoot it back. And I'm like, it's not really our goal. Like, just to get over with. Like, I don't feel like that's sustainable. You're just going to get tired of shooting something back you hate, and then you're going to stop doing it. Good, Danielle? Yes, awesome. Okay, anyone else? No, okay. Okay, so we have our vanilla protein. So with our vanilla protein, all of our ingredients are either organic, sprouted, and or fermented. This means it helps with digestion. And this is important to understand, is because everyone thinks that all supplements are created equally. All proteins are created equally. A lot of times people take a supplement or a protein and it's like tastes chalky. That's number one. Number two is that they drink it too fast. And then you have your low quality, like you have your really low quality ingredients. Protein is the worst. Like, protein is probably the lowest quality type of product you can consume, in my opinion, because of, like, you just look at them. There's a list of ingredients this long. I'll tell you a quick story. When I was playing professional baseball, I was looking at ingredients. And I wasn't feeling well. I didn't feel great. And I was like, what's wrong with me? Like, I'm supposed to be in shape, healthy. And then I started to read the ingredients, and it was the craziest thing. They had the same ingredients as windshield cleaner, or the same ingredients that they make windshields out of, the same ingredients they make cement out of. And it's all based around, like, they don't care about your health. It's all based around sales. So it looks good, tastes good, smells good. And then it's based around how long they could keep it. So if you had a protein container, that really low quality stuff from Popeyes or GNC or Costco that'll sit in the cupboard for 3 years, you can open it and have the same quality, same taste, no mold, nothing, right? So obviously they're putting something in there that our body shouldn't be consuming. So when you're having your protein, this is why we put protein there. So sometimes people come into the program, they're like, I don't really like protein. The reason we put protein in there is because you guys have 4 meals, right? So you have 3 main meals, and then you have your 4th meal, which is usually like a easy protein. Like it could be, I'm not sure what Dorothy puts in there right now for each of you. It's different, but there could be a protein bar. Protein bar is usually the one we recommend is one at Costco, the Kirkland brand. And we're going to do a whole Costco list for you guys. But that one has some of the cleanest ingredients I've found, which is kind of blows me away because Costco usually doesn't have great stuff. And then the PC brand, often has good stuff. Their organic brand is actually really good. Not the protein bar in particular, but their organics is actually, like, we bought some bison burgers from them, and it actually tasted really good, surprisingly. Kind of gone off track here. So the protein bar is 25 grams of protein, and I believe to maybe 150 grams of our calories. So that's a really good choice for you guys. And then we have the protein pack in your meal plan. You guys know what that's the cheese and the pepperoni, etc. The reason why we put those in there is because of convenience. We're trying to keep you guys out of the kitchen so you don't feel like you're cooking all the time. So back to my point is, someone say, well, I don't really like protein. Probably because number one is they haven't had a good quality one. It's been chalky, and it's given them digestion issues, probably because they've drank it too quickly or because it's just really a low quality product. So if you try a good quality, like a good quality protein supplement in particular, you have a different experience. So you should still drink it slowly. Let me finish my point, is that we put it into your meal plan. So it's you put a scoop in, it's 25 grams of protein, 125 calories, I believe. And that's it. It's an isolate. You shake it and you go. And we're trying to balance your macros. And for women in particular, we're trying to get your protein count up, because we see women in particular having very low protein content. It's usually a bunch of carbs, right? So we have to get your protein content up so we can balance your macros properly. And this is how we're doing it. Like, a protein shake is one of the easiest ways to do it. So you're not you're not cooking or buying or preparing another chicken breast. You're going to get tired of them soon, right? So that's why we're trying to give you guys different options. So you don't have to use our protein in particular, but we suggest making sure you're buying a good quality one. One of our members, I won't call her out, but she sent me a picture of her protein, and I'm like, no. Like, what else can I say? No, it had the sucralose in there that damages your gut bacteria, has natural flavors in there, which is a umbrella term for MSG, which is a toxin. It had sunflower or safflower oil in there, which is damaging to our joints. So there's a long laundry list of items that we should not be consuming. And the problem is that you guys come to us for help, just for an example. And if you're eating the chips, pop cookies and stuff, and you're like, oh, my joints hurt. I'm like, there's not really much we can do unless you're going to be willing to part with that kind of stuff. And then if we don't know what's happening behind the scenes with your supplements, like, you may be consuming supplements that are damaging your gut bacteria. And you're like, oh, I'm following the meal plan. I'm working out. I'm doing what you guys are asking me, but you're putting these supplements in your body that are junk and causing your body to be harmed. So it's really difficult for us to follow along or to properly help or diagnose if we don't know exactly what's happening behind the scenes. Okay, questions with the protein? Okay, another one is MCT oil. So MCT oil is another one that we recommend, because all oils are not created equally. In most cases, those oils at the grocery store. Now, remember, understand, I'm flying through this. We've done whole trainings on oils in particular, or whole trainings on protein supplements and the difference between isolates and such. So when it comes to MCT oil, there's different chains or different carbons. So there's C8, C6, 8, 10, and 12. Ours is pure C8. It's very rare to find. We always want to have the best quality possible because that's what we believe in. So when you go to even health food stores, they'll have a C8 with a very small percentage of C8, and the majority will be 10 or 12 because it has less, because it costs less for them to manufacture and source, right? Again, they're more interested in financial gain than actually serving their customers. So we wanted the best hands down, and that's pure C8 that has the most health benefits. Now it's not, when it comes to carbons in particular for MCT oil, the 10 and 12 aren't bad for you like some of the other seed oils I'm going to mention here. It's just that you're not getting the quality. So a lot of times people will say, oh, I heard that MCT oil is great, it has all these health benefits. Well, that's C8. That's the health benefits that they're mentioning, but they're not telling you that they have 5% C8 and the rest is 10 and 12. That has much less health benefits, right? The other thing that you guys have to look out for when it comes to MCT oil is palm oil. Palm oil is inflammatory, which means it's going to cause issues in your joints. It's going to cause inflammation. You're going to heal. It's going to take you longer to heal. That should be a concern when we're looking at arthritis in particular for women in this age group. So that I feel like, MCT oil in particular is great for brain health. It processes differently in your body. So I had told this story. This actually happened. This is no stretch of the imagination. I didn't get my macros in and I was like, oh, I was feeling bad. So it was late. It was like 9:00 at night. That's late for me. And I was like, I got to get a shake in to get some more protein. And I put MCT oil in there and I couldn't sleep. I was wide awake for too long, probably 2.5 hours. And I'm like, what's wrong with me? And I chalked it up as I call it, business brain. Too many things going on in my mind. The next night, same thing happened. Shake, MCT oil, shake it up. Couldn't sleep. And I was like, could it be the MCT oil? I couldn't imagine that keeping me up, but my brain was just buzzing. The next night, shake, no MCT oil. Slept like a baby. So I gotta believe that the research is real. When it comes to, they actually call it, some companies that have a form of C8 is they call it high octane or octane fuel, oc being the 8, right? Because of your brain in particular, because of the brain health that it offers. So again, if you're looking for mental clarity, if you're looking for cognitive function, memory, mood, I would look at MCT oil. I take a tablespoon. I drink MCT oil all day long. That goes in my morning tea. That goes in my afternoon shake. And then we just had a bison burger and we had broccoli. And I put a teaspoon of broccoli on the MCT. I put a teaspoon of MCT oil on the broccoli. So that's how we consume it. And the oils that you want to stay away from are seed oils, sunflower oil, safflower oil, grapeseed oil, cotton seed oil. Like those seed oils you want to stay away from. Those are, again, inflammatory. They ruin your digestion and your joints. Clear bottles you have to stay away from when it comes to oils. That's why ours is in a brown glass bottle. There's tons of more research coming out of all the plastics that we're ingesting. That's coming from water bottles. That's coming from these cheap oils. It's coming from food stored in plastic. We have to stay away from plastic. Of course, it's already obviously destroying our oceans and planet, which bothers me. But less plastic in general. But understanding that if you buy an oil in a plastic clear container, the light has caused that oil to be rancid, which is why we say here's an MCT oil, and the people are like, maybe I'll just get a cheap olive oil. Something else you should know, if you're buying a cheap olive oil, it only has to be 3% olive oil. The rest of it can be any other seed oil they want. Crazy, right? That's the industry. Questions about that? Did I miss anything? No, I think I'm good with that. So when it comes to magnesium, you should have different forms of magnesium. Good, Carrie?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was just wondering about canola oil.
Yeah, rancid. Sorry, I should have mentioned that. That's another one. They have them in like big drums, like big clear plastic containers, and people are like lugging them on the carousel or the cart at Costco, and I'm like, And then of course, like all the farmers around here are farming. Do you guys farm?
Yeah.
Canola oil?
Yes, piles of it.
Yeah. Thanks. No, I think that I feel like, yeah, that's a problem. But I know with like you get paid more. Like I don't have a problem with like your industry. I just don't consume it and wouldn't suggest consuming it. What's that?
I won't either.
Good plan.
Yeah.
I think that there's a big issue with farming, like the regulations, and I don't know much about it to speak on it, but I never had allergies before I moved to a rural community, and I feel like it has a lot to do with spraying. And I've heard like a dozen other people when I talk about it openly, which seems like, what's the word, taboo, that you shouldn't be talking about it, that other people have moved to like rural communities like this and have just started with allergies. But I feel like it has a lot to do with spraying, and like the seed, like the Monsanto seeds and all that nonsense. But I was driving through the country the other day where our little guy was sleeping in the car, and there was this one of those, is it called a crop duster?
Mhm.
I don't know. Like they were just like, it was pretty cool. Like with like all these pesticides flying all over the place, right? And you're like, what do you think's happening? It's obviously.
I can
Go
tell
ahead.
you that they tell us that they can drink. They'll drink them.
They'll drink them.
Yes.
Do they have 3 heads?
I'm skeptical too, even though we use them, but yeah. But they
Yeah, I
always,
get it.
yeah. And it's probably the producers that are saying that they can drink it, that we can drink it.
Right. They won't drink it, but you can drink it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's a really tough thing to talk about, especially in a farming community. And I appreciate your openness. But like it's the same thing with the cattle. I went to I'll tell you guys this real quick. I went to did a presentation at a dairy farm. No idea it was a dairy farm, and I was like talking about meal plans with them, and I was like, "Oh, you guys should probably stay away from dairy." Still one of the worst things I ever did. Like, I probably should have done a little bit of research before I went in there. But these are private groups, right? Like you guys probably wouldn't be in here if you didn't want to hear at least a little bit of what I had to say. But there's a lot of stuff, like genetically modified in particular is a huge controversial subject. But at least for us, those are products that we recommend staying away from, and that at the very least, we don't consume them. And we can talk more about that another time. But it's a really shady industry, and there's, in my opinion, there's very clear research on why you should be staying away from genetically modified foods. Okay, so I wanted to mention, I only have a couple more, and then we'll wrap things up. Bath flakes in particular. So there's different ways. So we suggest you guys have a hot detoxing bath. Now this kind of goes in line with our program and is in what we want you to do, because we want you to reduce stress levels and we want you to heal your body from working out. And some of you have been putting toxins in your body for years. Well, all of us have, really, because there's some toxins we're not able to completely avoid, like environmental toxins, for example. But we need to continue to detox our body in particular. Don't let me forget about charcoal and then the surprise. So you need 2 forms of magnesium going into your body, not just liquid form. So you need a liquid form and then you need a topical form. I would suggest bath flakes, because we suggest having a hot detoxing bath at least once a week. That will help reduce stress levels, lower your cortisol levels, help you burn body fat. And then you could look at the magnesium in general, just relaxing your body, healing your body, and helping your body absorb more magnesium in a topical manner, not just ingestible. So when I hear from a lot of people that say, "Oh, my magnesium levels are too low," I say, "How are you taking your magnesium?" And most people, just ingestible. And unfortunately, usually lower quality products that have that nonsense we talked about earlier. So good quality supplements in magnesium in particular in 2 ways, orally and topically. So that's the hot detoxing bath. And then we have a spray and a gel. So if you have chronic aches and pains, lower back, joints from rancid seed oils, you put your topical spray on there, or gel. I prefer gel. Some people really like spray. Some people have restless legs, like that runs in Dorothy's family. I know Jane's in our MAT program. She's doing amazing. And she uses spray every night for restless legs. I think that's all about those two. Good? Yeah. Okay. Let's go to charcoal. So activated charcoal. Fantastic. This is probably we have 4 best-selling products, but charcoal is always up there. And probably the second most eye-opening one besides liquid magnesium when we talk about digestion, because I had no idea. Seems like the whole world deals with digestion issues on some level, some more extreme than others. Gas, bloating, indigestion, heartburn, acid reflux. Did I say constipation, diarrhea? These are all directly linked to digestion issues. So when you guys, like women in particular, some may or may not be going through hot flashes, but that happens. Those can be helped by improving your gut microbiome. One of the things that you can do besides fermented foods, besides liquid magnesium, besides good quality foods, and avoiding things like rancid oils, processed food, refined sugar, is use a supplement like activated charcoal. So activated charcoal is detoxing. Activated charcoal is a huge industry in the East. Here in the West, it's like people are still like, what is that? It's been used for thousands of years. They've had activated charcoal in different ways, used for medicinal purposes. By I think it goes back to the Egyptians. So it's been used for generations, and I'm holistic, if you couldn't tell. And I believe we have so much untapped knowledge that has been used for generations that could help improve our health. It's just not mainstream enough. So I'm activated charcoal in the evening. So 2 caps right before bed. Take that away from medication. I don't know much about your medication. Take it. Don't take them together. And I probably wouldn't take activated charcoal with food unless you know you're going to have a alcoholic beverage, or if it's going to be something like processed food, like it's wing night, like wing and beer night, have activated charcoal before. And I'm not judging. Like I don't care. Well, I do care if you're not getting the results you're looking for, but if you want to go to wing night and have a beer, have your activated charcoal. At the very least, protect your digestive system, right? We take activated charcoal even when we go to restaurants, because I don't know what sauces they use or what oils they use. So I want to protect myself. So we carry activated charcoal in the car with us everywhere. And we take our greens with us everywhere too. So 2 caps right before bed. And that should be good. We used to say 2 caps in the morning. It's a party. We used to take 2 caps in the morning and then 2 caps before bed. But it seems like a lot of people weren't getting up very early or had medication in the morning. So just easier to understand, easier to explain is 2 caps before bed. Ooh, I feel like that was a lot. Is that too much, or is that okay? You can tell me if it was too much, because if we do it again, then I'll do less. We have printouts for all of this stuff. You guys should have gotten them in our start here area. We have a whole supplement section. I explain these a bit more detail. We have PDFs for you guys. You guys can go back and check those out at any time. We do have a subscription. Some of you are on the subscription, so we bundle this welcome package together, and this is only available to our MAT members. So these supplements that I've talked about, we bundle them together and we discount them, and then you guys can sign up and we send them out. And like, I know we asked on our Facebook group and everyone's like, no, I hate subscriptions. Like you don't have to. You can buy one-offs or you can buy bundles if you want from the website. It just seems more easier to me because it just gets like every month we just ship them out. You don't have to reorder. You don't have to go back into the website. So if anyone's interested in that, you can let us know. Questions? No questions? Okay, then I'd like to hear from you guys. So let's just run around the room real quick and then we'll get you out of here. Tell me anything you learned, anything you didn't know. Let's go from there. Danielle.
I thought it was good about the look of the zinc and like trying to do it in one little drink and to not shoot it back, because that's what I was doing with the magnesium, just like every morning shooting it back. I'm like, ugh. I think if I do the mixture, that would be really good. And Even just about all the oils and like what to stay away from and stuff. Like that's good to know. And just like, so do you find when you get your olive oil, when you and Dorothy buy olive oil, like do you ask them if it's like in a darker container, or do you kind of just know?
We
Like
don't.
when you say,
Yeah, that's a good question. We don't buy olive oil. So the challenge with the whole oil industry is that it's been like it's the expectations is so low now because people don't know the difference, right? So they're like like a decent size of olive oil is like $7, right? So then you look at ours and it's $30. So they're like, no brainer going with the olive oil, but it's not olive oil, right? It's rancid seed oils. So what we buy is so we use our MCT oil all the time. We have grass-fed butter, and then we have coconut oil. The hard coconut oil, not the MCT oil is medium chain from coconut. But those are basically the only three we use. Not to say you couldn't, but if you're gonna buy an olive oil, you're gonna have to find a good quality one. I forget what it's called. It starts with a P. It's in like a tin container, but it's like $40-50 for a container that most people probably don't want to buy or spend because we're so used to being like, I can get that for nothing. Avocado oil is another good one. That's less, how can I say, destroyed. Like, anything hits mainstream, then they find a bunch of different ways to like reduce the quality, destroy the product, and then you're left with junk. They're starting to do that with avocado oil because it's becoming mainstream. I'm sorry. Did I answer your question? I'm all over the place.
I don't know if you know, it's called Olive Tap. Like, I don't know if you've seen them at farmers markets, like they're in a tin. Like, which ones? Then they have it like in Okotoks, and I think they're like a company. Do you like, because they kind of have it in the tins, and then you go and you fill it up. But like, I don't know if that would still be okay. I think the containers be like we said. Who knows?
Yeah, I want to believe in them because they're local, and I feel like they've been around. But I couldn't say for sure. I would ask them if you really want to buy from them, though.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Paula.
Yeah, I was just wondering a little bit about the Magteen. Like, I've never purchased that product of yours. Like how do you take that, or what do you recommend?
Yeah, good question. I didn't dive into it much. So Magteen comes in a powder form. So ours is one single ingredient. That's it. If you look up Magteen or magnesium threonate, you guys will see a bunch of other ingredients in there that shouldn't be in there. So I feel like that's worth mentioning. So you would take a half a teaspoon or a teaspoon. I'd probably start off with a half a teaspoon, and it's white powder. There's no taste. There's no smell, like no odor. There's nothing. You put in water and you mix it in water and it dissolves almost instantly. So we take that and we have another like little concoction in the afternoon, but you can add that to water. It'll dissolve like nothing. You can put that in kombucha. I'm pretty boring. I drink water and tea and kombucha, bone broth. I don't know what everyone else drinks, but you can put that in just about anything and you won't taste it or even know it's there. But I take that every afternoon. Every afternoon, everyone gets it. Harrison gets it, Dorothy gets it, and I get it. We take a teaspoon every afternoon to help with our mental function because we don't want to deal with that afternoon crash. Like,
so you take it separate from the Liquid Mag then?
We do. So, okay, let me clarify. So in the Liquid Mag, there is a smaller amount of Magteen. So in the Liquid Mag, we take our Liquid Mag, which has the 3 magnesiums plus potassium in the morning. I just really feel like an extra dose that's what a personal choice. I feel like an extra dose of pure Magteen in the afternoon, just that magnesium is beneficial or has been beneficial to us. So I would suggest if anyone's dealing with afternoon fog or afternoon crash, like mental crash, or you have any dementia in your family, I would definitely consider that. It was created by MIT. Like it's very expensive in its raw form. It's probably the best quality magnesium on the supplement on the market. You don't hear about it that much because it's so specialized It's the only magnesium that can break the blood-brain barrier. That's why we wanted it in our liquid mag, because we wanted like an overall mind, joints, digestion. We wanted to cover everything as a whole. But if you're looking for one magnesium in particular, like I don't think you can beat magnesium threonate.
Okay. Well, yeah. Thanks for explaining that more.
You're welcome. I'm pretty sure Brenda has some. So, and then we have some at the markets, both markets here locally. So you guys can grab it there if you're interested.
Okay. Sounds good. Thanks.
All right. You're welcome. Carrie?
No, it was just good to have a little reminder of what things are for. So yeah, thank you. That's good.
You're welcome. Sheila?
It's all good. It's all really good information for me. So thank you very much.
Awesome. You're welcome. Thank you guys. Appreciate everyone being here. I think it's important, really, like you guys take your time, take time out of your day. We know that's the most valuable thing anyone has, to be here to learn. And I think it's fantastic. Shelley?
I didn't realize, like, when you say the liquid mag, like I was the same. I would just put it in a little bit of water and drink it right away, not realizing it should be taken over a longer time would be more beneficial. So that was good to know.
Right. So there's two ways we can look at that. Some people say, well, I'm not going to, and I don't know if they don't want to try different flavors or they don't know. Like, we have to have an open mind with this stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Like, you can have different flavors. We have our seasonal flavors. You can put it in different drinks. So we have some of our clients that put the spearmint in their green smoothies. There's a dozen different ways that you can do it. But so some people say, well, I'm not going to take it if I don't shoot it. Then I say just shoot it. Like, that's better than not taking it at all. But if you want to level up, then you take it over a time horizon and you sip on it, and you'll get more out of it, get more bang for your buck, right?
Yeah.
So thanks for bringing that up, Shelley.
Yep.
Laura?
I actually take the Magtine in the early evening. You had suggested, because I struggle to shut my brain off to sleep, and it seemed to have made a difference. I usually add it after supper kind of thing. So
yeah, and that's a magnesium. So when it comes to liquid magnesium, we've been doing this for years, a handful of years, producing and selling magnesium. And there's been a small handful of people that said that the liquid magnesium has kept them up at night. Now, there could be a dozen different reasons why that's happening, or it could be the magnesium. But I don't like to recommend it in the evening in case that happens, which is very rare. But we have a good percentage, probably 25% of our clientele take the liquid magnesium in the evening, just because that's what they've always done, which is fine. But I would my personal opinion would be what I told Laura, or what Laura just told you, is their liquid magnesium in the morning. And if you want a magnesium in the evening to help with sleep, restless legs, relaxation, all magnesiums are generalized as a relaxant, but then you have them that they stand out in different areas for different purposes. So taking a Magtin in the evening to help with sleep in particular would be a great idea. Thanks, Laura. Brianne, if you're still with us, or if you'd like to share anything in the comments, I'll read them before we let you guys go. D.
I like finding out, because I'm one of those that I just like shoot the liquid mag in the morning, and didn't know that like it's more beneficial to do it throughout like longer periods of time. So that was good to learn today.
Yeah, and I appreciate you guys' honesty, because these are the messages we should share more often with you guys and with our audience, our customers, because I don't realize like how many people actually just shoot it back. There's probably a good percentage. If there's at least 2 of you in here that do that, or more, there's probably more people that do it that I don't know about. So I appreciate you guys sharing that, so we can share the news and let people know that there's a better way to take it, or a more beneficial way.
So then you can just so if you have a water bottle, you can just add it to your water bottle and then drink it throughout the morning and afternoon.
Yeah. I would probably, like, depending on if you're just say you're at 3 liters a day, I would probably put it in the first liter. So you get it in earlier in the day.
Yeah.
And then you have your another 2 liters to get your 3. That's what I would suggest. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Brienne says it was a good refresher. Thanks, Brienne. I'm going to wrap things up. Okay. Our exciting news, I promised. We're going to do, okay, you guys, this is top secret. You guys can't tell anyone. We'll release this to the public in a couple of weeks. We have a new flavor. Okay. The other thing is that we're moving. we haven't really said anything, but it's been absolute chaos in our life. Like, we're moving our personal home. So we're moving our shipping house, which has been a huge, undertaking, and then we're actually moving our home as well. So we've been really run down as of more recently, but hopefully we're still present with you guys. But it's been a lot of challenges for us, just completely drained in many different ways. Brand says where to? We're going to move to Calgary. Yeah, we love Olds and we spend a lot of time here, but we feel like we're ready for a change. Things have been going super well, better than we've imagined so far with the shipping house. So being closer there to office space and our products, and growth and opportunity in many different ways, that's what we're going to do. So that was one thing I thought would be nice to share with you guys. And the other thing was, our flavor. So our new flavor, our special flavor that we'll share with everyone, we only do this once in a while, limited supply. We'll have only 100 bottles. It's going to be, we don't have a fancy name, but it's going to be grape. It's a grape flavor. And if you guys ever had like a grape popsicle or maybe grape Kool-Aid, it is fantastic. So we've been kind of enjoying it here for the last couple of weeks, and we're like trying to figure out when we should launch it or when we should share. So I think we want to let you guys know. So you guys will have a chance to order some first if you want to. No obligation, of course. I'm quite certain this will go super quick. And then maybe in a week or two, when things settle down a little bit for us, we'll announce it to the public. And then once that sells out, it's gone. We don't keep those around very long, and they usually go within a week. So we haven't. I don't know how we're going to do that, but how we're going to, because if we add it to the website, then maybe people are going to see, or they're going to try to order some. I'm not sure. Maybe we'll ask in the private group who wants to order, and we'll set up a special link for you guys if anyone wants to try it. Sound good? Sheila, did you say you want some? You want two? Okay, sounds good. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate your time. Hope you got something out of that. Any questions? So your house is for sale? Yes, my house is for sale. Oh, for your son? He wants to be in Torrington though, right? We're going to list here soon. Yeah. And this was actually, everything came together so quickly. We actually planned on moving in September, and then we're like, maybe we should move in July. And then we're like, what are we waiting for? Let's just go. So, yeah, it's been great. It's been crazy. So, yeah, anyways, I don't know if you guys are interested in that. So I'll leave you with that. Thank you guys. Thank you guys again, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Thanks.
Bye, everyone.